Article 340, Appointment of a commission to investigate the conditions of backward classes. This article provides for the appointment of a commission by the President to investigate the conditions of socially and educationally backward classes and to recommend measures for their welfare. Article 341, Scheduled Castes. This article provides for the inclusion of certain castes in the list of scheduled castes, SCs, by the President after consultation with the Governor and the Parliament. Article 342, Scheduled Tribes. This article provides for the inclusion of certain tribes in the list of scheduled tribes, STs, by the President after consultation with the Governor and the Parliament. Article 343, Official Language of the Union. This article provides for Hindi to be the official language of the Union of India. However, the Constitution also provides for the use of English as an official language for a transitional period. Article 344, Commission and Committee of Parliament on Official Language. This article provides for the appointment of a commission by the President to make recommendations on the use of Hindi as the official language and the progressive use of the language for official purposes. It also provides for the establishment of a committee on official language by Parliament to review the progress made in the use of Hindi for official purposes. Article 345, Official Language or Languages of a State. This article provides for the adoption of an official language or languages for a state after consultation with the Governor and the legislature of the state concerned. Article 346, Official Language for Communication between one state and another or between a state and the Union. This article provides for the use of Hindi or English, or both, as the official language for communication between states and between a state and the Union. Article 347, Special Provision relating to language spoken by a section of the population of a state. This article provides for the recognition of any language spoken by a section of the population of a state as a language of that state. Article 348, Language to be used in the Supreme Court and in the High Courts and for acts, bills, etc. This article provides for the use of English as the language for proceedings in the Supreme Court and the High Courts and for acts, bills, etc. Article 349, Special Procedure for enactment of certain laws relating to language. This article provides for a special procedure for the enactment of laws relating to the use of languages. The bill has to be introduced in the Parliament by the President, and it cannot be introduced in a state legislature without the President's permission. Article 350, Language to be used in representations for redress of grievances. This article provides for the use of any language spoken by a substantial section of the population for representations made by them for the redress of their grievances to any officer or authority of the Union or a state. Article 351, Directive for the Development of the Hindi Language. This article provides for the development of the Hindi language, which is the official language of the Union, to serve as a medium of expression for all the elements of the composite culture of India. Article 352, Proclamation of Emergency. This article provides for the power of the President to proclaim a state of emergency in India in case of war, external aggression, or armed rebellion. Article 353, Effect of Proclamation of Emergency. This article provides for the effect of the proclamation of an emergency on the executive, legislative, and judicial powers of the Union and the states. Article 354, Application of provisions relating to distribution of revenues while a proclamation of emergency is in operation. This article provides for the distribution of revenues between the Union and the states during a state of emergency. Article 355, Duty of the Union to protect states against external aggression and internal disturbance. This article provides for the duty of the Union to protect the states against external aggression and internal disturbance. Article 356, Provisions in case of failure of constitutional machinery in states. This article provides for the imposition of President's rule in a state if the constitutional machinery of the state fails to function properly. Article 357, Exercise of legislative powers under proclamation issued under Article 356. This article provides for the exercise of legislative powers by the Parliament in respect of a state that is under President's rule. Article 358, Suspension of the provisions of Article 19 during emergencies. This article provides for the suspension of the fundamental right to freedom of speech and expression guaranteed under Article 19 during a state of emergency. Article 359, suspension of the enforcement of the rights conferred by Part 3 during emergencies. This article provides for the suspension of the enforcement of fundamental rights guaranteed under Part 3 of the Constitution during a state of emergency. Article 360, provisions as to financial emergency. This article provides for the power of the President to proclaim a financial emergency in India in case of a threat to the financial stability or credit of the country. Article 361, protection of President, Governors, etc. This article provides for the immunity of the President, Governors, and other officials from legal proceedings during their term of office. Article 362, rights conferred by this part to be enforceable only by the laws made by the Parliament. This article provides that the fundamental rights guaranteed under Part 3 of the Constitution can only be enforced through laws made by the Parliament. Article 363, bar to interference by courts in disputes arising out of certain treaties, agreements, etc. This article provides for the bar to interference by courts in disputes arising out of certain treaties, agreements, and covenants entered into by the Union or the states before the commencement of the Constitution. Article 364, special provision as to duration of Andhra state. This article provides for a special provision as to the duration of the Andhra state and its legislature. Article 365, effect of failure to comply with, or to give effect to, directions given by the Union. This article provides for the effect of the failure of a state to comply with, or give effect to, directions given by the Union under the Constitution. Article 366, definitions. This article provides for the definitions of certain terms used in the Constitution. Article 367, interpretation. This article provides for the interpretation of certain expressions and words used in the Constitution. Article 368, power of Parliament to amend the Constitution and procedure thereof. This article provides for the power of the Parliament to amend the Constitution and the procedure for such amendments.